Very on. Are we on? Mm-hmm. Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N. Another soulful Saturday expression sessions. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Saturday? Ooh, let me turn the music down. My beautiful co-host, the lovely Keys to Beauty. How's it going, babe?
Going good.
Yeah.
Turn the volume down.
Yeah, I'm turning the volume down. She got started. Hey, who's joining us? Thank you for joining us, tuning in as I continue to get set up on this Instagram part. Y'all have to excuse me. I literally just came back in the door from getting my ruck in. So had to go get my ruck in, and now I'm continuing to get set up. And I'm just messing up everything. Babe, you want to tell the people what we're talking about today?
We're talking about... That's not it, is it?
No, that's all right. You keep going ahead.
Relationship roles.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What about them? How they comparing relationship roles to how they work now in 2019, going into 2020, and looking at them how they used to be when we were growing up, you know, when we were children, before we had children, and the role of a husband and a wife, and looking at it from maybe a society point and a theological or biblical standpoint, just roles in the relationship and how it works out for people in 2019, and kind of go into a little bit how it works out for me and you. So give me a second and I'm gonna finish setting this up, and Zaria is here with Tim Kedia. Thank you. Talk to the people, baby.
Hey!
Oh, there you go.
What's up? Woo! Get some Mr. P inspiration. Woo!
She just coming from outside. She on 10.
When you need some inspiration, we can. It's inspiration. It's my mommy right here. Isn't she amazing?
Y'all just gonna be quiet over there.
That's the crowd.
All right, excuse me.
I ain't to the game now.
All right, come on now.
Okay.
Let's stop horse playing. Come on, get up out of here.
Thank you
Thank you.
for stopping by.
Thank you.
No.
I can't leave.
Get out of here already. Get on out of here already. Get on out of here. Hey, Instagram, what's going on, world? We here. We back. Expression sessions. I'm finally in. Set up. Please forgive me for being late. I was out rucking and getting it done. I'm almost 29 days. I'm a 30-day challenge, so it feels good to stay committed to it, to be on top of it, to get it out the way and make sure that it's happening for myself. But anyhow, today, me and my lovely co-host, my lovely wife, Tim Kedia, we want to talk about relationship roles and how are the relationship roles in your home, or how are they affecting you, or what do you believe the relationship role is? I remember coming up as far as what it meant in the home. You know, as a man, you went out, you worked all day, you brought home the bacon in so many words. You know what I'm saying? That was your role as a husband, a protector. You know, I've often heard protector, provider, and it'd be priest-like, but in the simplest terms, it was sort of he went to work, he brought home the money, paid the bills, and that was what his role was. And the wife took care of the home to make sure the kids was good and going to school. I mean, this is just what I seen, what I experienced. I'm not saying that was the right way, but it was what I seen and what I experienced throughout my life. I'll say that, right? But now in 2019, I know people, and I'm somewhat myself more of a stay-at-home father than I am someone that works full-time. Our roles are sort of reversed. Even as far as going down to the cooking, you know, people often ask you, "Oh, you made that? How was that macaroni and cheese?" You're like, "I didn't make that. Ethan made that." Yeah. So, how do you deal with that as a woman? Like, how do you deal with that in 2019? And how do y'all deal with that if you're in a relationship where the roles are reversed? How do you deal with that? How does that make you feel?
Me personally, I feel okay. And I say that because it works for us. This is our relationship. And I feel like we should have roles where we're strong at,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay. And so that looks different in every relationship. Whoever is the strongest in finances should be the person who handles the finances. Who was ever stronger in the cooking, or who I should say enjoys cooking, because I can cook and I learned a lot from Ethan, but I don't necessarily enjoy it. It's not something that I find joy in, you know. And Ethan does, so he does majority of our
I
cooking.
cook with love.
And he's not really a being a building all day type of person when it comes to the traditional working, and I'm okay with it. So he's more of a, you know,
fly butterfly.
Yes.
I gotta be amongst the people. I gotta be able to get up. I can't be tied to no desk. I don't want to ask for bathroom breaks. I need to see outdoors as much as I want to. And that's just what it is.
Yes.
So not to go off on a rant, but yes.
But yes, so I believe that in each relationship, the roles look different, and that's okay. I think that it functions better when we step out of the traditional box, and we just function in whatever works for the relationship. And so it hasn't always been this way for us. It seems like we flip-flop in seasons.
That's true.
It just depends on what season we're in, and we have to be okay with the role reversal, because at any given moment you don't know who's going to be doing what. And all that matters is that the team is covered, that every basis is covered. So to me, it doesn't matter who does what as long as every base is covered. So if that looks like I'm a stay at home mom, which I was when Zachary and Zaria were little, I actually was the stay at home parent, and Ethan went out and worked. So it's flip-flopped a time or two. I haven't always been the one at work and him at home, but in our years of marriage, we've learned that Ethan's not really the stay, you know, in a building all day type of person. And me, I don't mind too much. It's okay. So it works for us. You have to do what works for you in your relationship, however that may look. And shout out to the stay-at-home dads, because they work just as hard as moms.
Man,
so
that's a job. Don't let nobody lie to you, tell you it's not. It's a job. I used to be complaining all the time. How come this not clean? How come that's not clean? You not cook? Oh man, the kids ain't that busy. Phew.
And he got it easy. I had them when they was little.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody always got to rain on your parade.
I was a stay-at-home parent when they was little. And you know, when they little, they don't put nothing back. Everything is a mess. You trying to keep it together. But then you have those
I still got a little bit of that.
But then you still have those moments where not at their preteens and a teenager, you still have stuff here and there. So it's not easy. It's not easy at all being a stay-at-home parent. And, you know, you do kind of miss your adult time, because you with the kids all day if they're not in school, and you don't really have any time in between to yourself. So
I think one of the most important things that you said earlier, and what I want most people to get when you're looking at your relationship, the most important thing is not what traditionalists say how a marriage or your relationship is supposed to work, not what millennials say, not what CNN, Fox News, not what Cosmopolitan, I don't know not what anyone says, People Magazine, Us Magazine. What works best for your role, or what your relationship, or what role you fit in is determined by you and your significant other, especially if you married. Me and my wife, we married. So we is one. If I'm down bad, she down bad, or she the pickup. You know, it's hopefully more so she's the pickup, because if you really down bad and you bummed out and your significant other is tearing you down because of the role you supposed to play, and they not even playing their role, if they know what their role really is or what their strengths or weaknesses are, then it causes a problem in the relationship. And that's what I think what is most important. You and your significant other knowing who's stronger at what, and you keeping the outside interference out of your relationship. And that's how I think most people are successful in relationships, in a role reversal relationship. I mean, it's 2019. Women are not stay-at-home moms now. Women are CEOs, CFOs. Women are entrepreneurs. Women are running marathons. Women are doing everything that a man is doing. And yes, it may have been a glass ceiling. It probably still is a glass ceiling, but the ceiling got a sunroof in it.
Right.
It's people knocking chips in it, right?
Right.
It's people crawling out of it. It's people getting through, right? So it's women that's out there that's doing more in a corporate role or even an independent investment role. And just you look at the reality shows on TV, real or fake, I don't know, but with the house flipping, all these women that's flipping houses now,
Yes.
women contractors. You look at almost all major sports shows, it's a woman anchor in the middle that's kind of controlling that debate flow, you know what I'm saying? And now you have more men staying at home and working from home, maybe with tech, or working with home, or maybe with music again, because that fits them. So a role reversal is really not a problem. It's really not a reverse if it works for the two people in a relationship. I think the problem comes in at where people look at role reversals when we compare it now how relationships are to what it was 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But then that's where communication comes in, that you have to communicate with your spouse on who feels.
Hey, what's going on there? I'm sorry,
Alonzo,
babe. And Alonzo.
on what you feel who should be doing what, because it profits the team. Like, this is a team.
Right.
It profits the team nothing if I perceive Ethan should be doing one thing and he perceives he should be doing something else. And now I'm upset because what I thought it would look like, it doesn't look like. So if you don't communicate and say what you think each person should be doing, then it won't work really. You know, because you could if you grew up in a home where your father went to work and your mom stayed at home,
absolutely,
and then your spouse is like, okay, you going to work, I'm staying home with the kids. You like, wait a minute, like, this is not how my mom and dad did it. But if you don't communicate with your spouse on what you think things should look like and how you both can benefit in the relationship, then it doesn't work. You know,
hey, Tina.
It's like two people
butting heads.
So a role reversal works only when two people have come to the realization that, hey, your personality better fits this situation, and it's for the good of the team. It's not about, you know, because I'm the woman, I should be at home in the kitchen. It's about who has the strength to hold that area for the betterment of the team, because this is a team. So it doesn't matter who does what. Like I said in the beginning, there's been times where I was the stay-at-home parent and Ethan went to work. In our relationship, we have sort of flip-flopped. It just depended on the season in our life. But in this particular season, I'm the one, I go to work every day, and Ethan has a more flexible schedule. He's home more with the kids. So I just think that we ought to stay fluid, because you don't know. I could lose my job, and then now I'm the person at home, and Ethan is, you know, booming, or he has outside of the house. I know, I'm old school. He has a role now outside of the home because I'm no longer working. So you just have to be fluid and being okay with, okay, whatever season we're in, if this is the better fit or that person is the better fit, then let's go with that, because it makes the team that much stronger. It doesn't profit us nothing if I'm weaker in the finances and I'm handling our finances and bills aren't getting paid on time and we constantly having overdraft fees. Like, we're not productive because we don't have the right person in place for that particular area.
And what that means to me, it doesn't really matter what role you play in a relationship. If the work you're doing, the job you're doing, the focus, the research, if it's for the betterment of the relationship, what does it matter what you're doing? Right. You know what I mean? It's like, what does it matter? And it take me back to those points we gave last week. If you're not at this space, if you haven't figured out what role fits best role you fit best in a relationship. I don't believe you can actually know what your role is by telling somebody else what their role is.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me what my role is supposed to be if you don't know your role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'm weak when it comes to managing finances. I want to make the money. I don't want to figure out who it go to, what time it need to be there. Can I do it? Oh, 100%. I'm capable of it. But when it comes to me and you and our relationship, I don't want to deal with it. It's like you said earlier. Can I cook? Yes, I can cook. I've learned a lot, just like I've learned it from you about finances. Yes, you can cook. But in this dynamic of the relationship, cooking is not anything you have to worry about because I enjoy it.
Right.
And it's better for both of our it's better for our relationship. And I think what people need to do when they get to that point is the same 3 points we talked about last week. It kind of almost applies in every issue of life. What's the issue in our relationship? Where are we struggling at? Why are we going at each other? Why is it always a problem with overdraft fees and finances when I know you like to balance down to the penny?
Oh, yes.
Why I just can't drop my ego and say, I'm not stronger in this. Let me give it to my partner who is. Why, if we cooking, you like, no, I'm going to put these microwaves in here. And I'm like, I'm not eating that. You like, what's wrong with you? You can't eat. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let me do the cooking, but you just insist on making it happen. You know what I'm saying?
And I think what gets us there is our upbringing, how it looked in our home, and just how we perceive the world. If I'm old school and I perceive that, you as the man should go to work, and you like, well, I really don't fit in that box of wearing a suit every day and going to work, or, going to work, doing the same thing for 20 years is just not my personality. And I'm like, well, you the man, that's what you're supposed to be doing, because this is what I seen. It takes for me now to come out of the mindset of this is how it's supposed to be, into okay, what is going to be best for the team,
right? Because
we have these goals we're trying to reach, and how do we get there as a team? Because we're not opponents. We're teammates.
Right. Well, we're not. Oh, she fine, bro. Well, I'm just looking at her like,
we're not opponents. We're teammates.
No, we is on teams. Yeah,
okay.
we on teams.
we're teammates,
right?
And so, whatever it takes to get us to our goals as a team is what our focus should be, and not on, my mom.
Well, maybe
was the one who did ABC, so I should be doing ABC, and
that
may not necessarily work.
You may not be able to have a role reversal in your relationship, or you may not strengthen your relationship because you're so busy trying to hold on to or attempting to hold on to something that don't belong to you. You crippling your relationship because of what you could be holding on to.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still holding on to finances, but we about to get put out tomorrow. Like, just give me the money. Let me do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We still arguing about chicken. Like, no, it's bleeding. And I'm just making an example.
Right.
But like, no, we still going through this. And people don't want to let go. They don't want to hold on because, like you said, we seen our mom do. We seen our dad do. But your mom and your dad is not you. Like, right. Your relationship is going to be what you speak forth, what you put into it. If y'all just need to eat, then eat. Don't matter. Y'all need to pay bills. Let the stronger person pay the bills, because then it will take the stress off, relieve the stress. Thank
both
you,
people.
Thank you. And like I was saying earlier, it's 3 simple ways to get there. When you figure out who you with, and this is the person that you want to be with, and what you guys are doing, you really have to sit down and assess the situation. Where's this relationship at? Where's this marriage at? This is where we started. Where do we want it to go?
Yes.
Like, what's the direction? Are we just waking up, seeing what happens? Do I got my goals and you got your goals? Like, I know we got different roles. Like, you making the money, I'm at home taking care of the kids, and you helping me build the business, I'm out doing Uber to keep speaking to people and doing Toastmasters. Like, once you come up with that and you assess the situation, where are we going? What do we want to do? And we know, okay, we're going to build this business. We're going to make the decision to build this business, or we're going to make the decision, hey, you go get a job and we figure out a way to make it happen, or you keep doing this. Like, you make a decision. This is what we need to get there. And then I guess you have to act on it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. And in your relationship, if you want to eat, babe, you the better cook. You take care of cooking. Now, here's the thing. I'm the better cook, but I'm not the better grocery shopper. No, I'm not the better grocery shopper. Because I will go in H-E-B and buy everything. And it's that serious sometimes. You have to get down to the finite details of where you strong and where you weak at.
Yes.
I'm the better cook in between the two of us. That we agree upon.
Yes.
Before we separated, I didn't cook smothered pork chops. She did.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, babe, can you make the smothered pork chops?
Yes.
Like, so it really just depends on what it is, like where the role reverse at in the relationship. And it goes down to the most finite little details. I clean the bathroom, you do a better job because you like to bleach. I knocks out the kitchen. It's just like, you know, what works for the good of the relationship? What's going to strengthen the relationship? What's going to take the relationship to the next level? It doesn't matter what role you play in the relationship. If the role is to truly just make the relationship grow and move forward. I don't care how their mother did it, because their mother and father might have did it a broken way.
That's true.
Their mother and father could have did it the right way, but that was the right way for them.
Yes.
That's not the right way for us. And we have to understand, and we have to learn that in our relationship, the roles can be whatever we choose for them to be, as long as it's for us to be successful.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's what I was saying earlier. You have to stay open-minded, because you never know when when a role reversal might have to change.
What she said, so you know, where two or three gather. Hey, Amanda.
Have to be okay with role reversals, because you never know at what point in your relationship something may happen. Like, I just had surgery not too long ago, and
Scary.
I was off work for a while, and that sent Ethan into working Uber more because he had to make up for me being off. So you just never know what situation the relationship might find itself in, and if both parties are willing to step in for the good of the relationship, then that makes it that much better. And then you don't feel the pressure. I didn't feel the pressure to hurry up and heal and get back going, because you the breadwinner, you need to get up. Let's go. Let's get going. And no, because I knew that Ethan was going to handle it, and vice versa. When he was working and I was at home, he didn't have to worry about the kids or cooking, because I stepped in and I took that over. So I just truly believe that you have to stay open, because life is going to happen. And no matter how much you plan, life is going to happen. And you just have to be willing to adjust accordingly. Like I said, for the good of the team. This is a team. This is, and it also takes, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I was just going to say, this is a team. This team, us. So however that looks like in the moment, we get to decide that. And I think something more important is, when we were married before, we didn't have a plan. We were just being. We married. We married now. We just flying by the seat of our pants. We didn't have any goals for our marriage. We didn't have any goals for, nothing
you
really.
Me, I'm with you. You be faithful. I be faithful. That's it. Good. Okay.
You good. We eating. We living somewhere. We good.
No plan, no direction.
You don't really get to know who's strong and what, because you just going. You like I said, you have an idea of what a relationship looks like. He has an idea, and y'all just butting heads because you perceive this should be this way, and you don't communicate. So he's perceiving it should be another way, and it's not working because there's no communication and saying, well, I thought, you was going to take the trash out. And he like, well, I thought you was going to take it out. And so there's no communication on who's supposed to be doing what. You just going off of what you experienced, and he's going off of what he experienced. Mm-hmm. So there has to be a communication to say, this is what I think should be done. And these are our goals and our dreams for our relationship. This is where we want to live. This is where we want our children to go to school. If you have children, like there are certain things that I believe every couple should sit down and discuss.
Because when you think about school, and I heard you talking about school, that was something that before that the women normally would be in charge of. You know what I'm saying? Like getting the kids in school. In our relationship, it was a point in time where I wasn't really involved at the school like that. I was that working father. This is my role. This is what I do. Everything else you should be good on, right? Because I'm supposed to do this. And then now I'm at the school. Now I'm back at the school, 4 days a week, and I'm involved. And Zaria likes me being at the school. And it's like the people know me at the school. It's my role now. It's what I do while you out working, grinding, and getting it in. But I also think that takes a maturity.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean, you're just going to make that decision and it's going to happen overnight, because even with us being older and being married before, getting back into this new union, this new beginning, we had to learn and see, okay, where is the strengths and the weaknesses at? And we had to be honest with the strengths and the weaknesses. Like cooking was a real issue for us. The way I would treat, or the way I talk with her with cooking and everything. That was an issue with us. I don't know, maybe something as simple as not even house cleanliness, but house cleanliness, to think of something different. The way we raise kids, like we had issues with some things, and the only way we was able to get past them is because we talked about it, we communicated about it, maturely had a conversation, and we was like, yo, you right, you are stronger in cooking, you right, you are stronger at finances, so you go ahead and you do that. And then it's like you said, it's a team, it's for the good of the team. What are we building this for? Why are our roles reversed right now? It takes me back to when I listen to, I don't know, how sometimes we be missing people's comments, so I'm trying to see if I'm missing something. It takes me back to when we last year, or the first year I was back here, and we went to the Valentine's Day sweetheart thing, and Marcus D. Wiley was there, and he was an amazing comedian. But it wasn't until we heard in his comedy, but it wasn't until we sat down and we read his book together, where he talked about the role reversal in his relationship with his wife, where, they came back into the relationship in so many words, getting together, sort of like me and you and Mr. P.I.E.N, like, yo, I'm going to do this comedy thing, and I'm going to need you to give me 5 years in order to do this. I'm going to need you to work, go get it, take care of the bills. I'm good with the house and all that stuff. Even they still had a difference with the dishes and things like that. But they roles reversed, and she was okay with that because it was a partnership. But he had set a deadline on it. Hey,
yes,
5 years. If this don't happen, then I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go work for the good of the group, and we'll see what happens then. Maybe you want to explore something.
Right.
Eric Thomas talks about how when he started out, his wife Dee Dee was the one that worked, who bought the house, who got his credit better by putting her name on it, like, and had to have hard conversations with him. Like, okay, I know you at school, Ethan, and you volunteering at Reed, but this not bringing no money in. You still got to bring some money in and do something else. The house clean, good. I ain't saying you're not doing your part, because even when the roles reverse, you can't get comfortable and think, I'm just cleaning the house, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Now you didn't became what you was fussing about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to also, when you talk with your partner on that maturity level, you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
Absolutely.
At 5 years, if that's what it takes and it don't work, you got to switch gears, unless y'all both get a calling from the Lord, a spiritual awakening
to keep going.
Right. But I don't think, when you think about, and I believe, being a follower of Christ, being a believer, being a knower of God and what he judged me with, or what I feel like he challenges me with, is to be the protector, the provider, and priest, and to make a decision for my family. But I don't think I'm supposed to make that decision until I converse with you, and then I go make the decision. That's not even a role reversal thing where I'm waiting on you to do it. Hey babe, you do it, or you're just like, no, you got to do it, because sometimes he gives you stuff and then I go back and I pray about it and we make the decision.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter how it's being or who's being used in the relationship, whether it's reverse in the relationship or not, but how does it work for you? I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And the big S word, submission. It's
That's
one
big in the
to
role
another.
reversal.
People look at it like, ooh, submission. They don't get to tell me what to do, but it's really in the Christian world, it should be one to another. We should submit, like Ethan said. We pray about it, we talk about it, and then a decision is made. It doesn't always have to sway in my favor, or it
Or
doesn't
mine.
have to always sway in Ethan's favor. It's whatever is best for the team. So we should submit to one another. There shouldn't be this we doing it my way or the highway type of thing, because your way might not be the best in that season. So you have to be, open-minded enough to say, okay, maybe my plan could be a plan B, because sometimes we need those. Our stuff don't always, what I heard may not be the right thing, and we went that way, and so now we have a plan B, but that's okay. I mean, you just have to be open to the submission part of it, because it's what's best for the team. I can't stress that enough. I think a lot of relationships don't work sometimes is because one person wants to be dominant. And
it's true.
I respect my husband a lot, but he's never trying to dominate over me, and I'm never trying to dominate or demasculate him because I work. I still respect him as the head of our household.
Am blessed and fortunate. Trust me, I don't have to tell you, fellas. If you got a good one, you don't even bring her out the house like that. Like, he got to be a real friend and meet a good one, especially if you a bad one and you got a good one. No, I am blessed. I truly am blessed. She has never made me feel less than, and she believes in my dreams. So if you got you one of those, you better.
Absolutely. That don't give me the right to demasculate him because I'm the one that works. I still respect my husband and honor him as the head of our household. I'm just playing this role right now because in this season it was given to me.
Show up,
but that doesn't make me any better than him, or I am woman, hear me roar, because I'm the one that works. No, I'm doing this because it's what's best for the team in this season of our life. So I don't think that's okay for us to demasculate our men if we're the one that goes to work. And I know there are some people out there.
And then as a man, though, I mean, you don't want to be demasculated, but also you don't want to become what you fussed about. You don't want to sit at home and not clean up the house. I think it was 2 weeks ago we talked about parenting, and I said, I'm not waiting on my kids to clean up my house. Like, they gonna leave. They might not appreciate it, but I know who do. I know who enjoys. Like, it's the simple things. I might not bring in all the money, but I know if she walk in the door at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or whatever, she come in for lunch and the house is clean and it's, peaceful and it's a nice breeze. I know whatever's going on with her at work is going to give her a minute to take a back, to relax. You know what I'm saying? So even in my role of being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, or however you want to look at it, or the person that takes care of the household, I think about what she would want, what she would like. You know what I'm saying? I think about those things, and you want to make sure you don't put yourself in a position to feel like you have been demasculated. Because here's the thing. If I feel like you're demasculating me, I've probably already demasculated myself, if that's possible. It's probably already true what you said. I could be giving off that vibe. It's like nobody have to tell you when you screwing up. Like,
right.
When I'm not making money, you don't have to tell me I ain't making money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so if somebody's expressing something, it could be what they feel. I think it's a difference when a person is intentionally demasculating you and tearing you down when somebody is just being real,
right?
Because they frustrated. I'm playing my part. This my role. You said do this, but you're not doing this.
Yeah,
that's not telling you what to do. That's frustration.
Yes.
You said this, and now I'm doing my part. That's normally yours, but you're not doing your part. That's mine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that makes the person feel like, what am I in this for? What are we doing?
Yes.
What am I in this for? What are we doing? Like, the roles ain't reversed. I feel like I got everything. And that's one thing you don't want to do. You want to make sure that when you go into this, change in a relationship or this building dynamic in a relationship. And this is what people you're looking to be serious with. This may not work for every relationship because everybody in your life may not stick around for a long period of time. So you have to be careful with who you take extra role and responsibility on from,
right.
you know?
This is not for dating or,
No.
you dating around. This is for a committed married relationship.
This is for somebody looking to grow and go somewhere in a relationship, not
Yes.
just play around. And no offense to anybody that want to play. Whenever you're ready to settle down, you come back to this video and you learn about role reversals and how it works for you and your relationship.
Right.
This conversation and this motivation and this inspiration is for people who are in a committed relationship, whatever committed may be to you. Because I don't want to put that, man, woman, whatever committed may be to you, this is committed to me. This is what works for me. You know what I'm saying? So this is who that's for. Like, don't be afraid to explore different things in your relationship as far as who does what. It's the benefiting of the relationship to move the relationship forward. Again, you assessing the problem. What's the issue in our relationship? Maybe you should be cooking because you get off of work early, I'm fussing because she's not making dinner until 7:30. But if I'm at home at 5:30 and she don't come home at 6:30, why don't I cook?
Right.
You know,
at least prep it.
At least prep it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that way, when that person comes in, they don't have to do everything. You
can also help the situation in this role reversal situation in your life. You can help it.
Yes, so it's what I like to call being offensive instead of defensive.
Yes. What's going on, Luce?
Football analogies. I got a football guy, but
rough day, suck day.
It's what I like to call being offensive instead of defensive. If I don't get home to 6 and you don't like your dinner at 7, why not be offensive and help? Help prep something.
Because that's not my role. That's not what I do. I went out and made the check and I got home early. Don't be mad at me because I made the check and I got home early.
Okay, well then maybe again I can be offensive and maybe I can prep my meal before I go to work, or I can meal prep and cook a meal on Sunday. And hey, we got dinner all week. You just got to heat it up. I mean, there has to be a compromise in there somewhere.
And the only way you're going to know about that is to communicate.
Absolutely.
If you don't communicate, it will never happen. What's up, Pimpin'? What's going on, Luce? If you don't communicate, then that will never happen.
Right.
And people take it out of context. They take it the wrong way. And here's the thing. Again, we're talking about people that want to move forward in a relationship. Sometimes your roles may have to be reversed even when either party doesn't want to reverse them.
Absolutely.
You could enjoy cooking, but the way your schedule is set up doesn't allow for it to happen.
Absolutely.
Not until you get a different job, not until you get a different schedule, not until you get a different vibe. You might be forced in a role. It's like if I get home and I need to feed the kids and give them a bath so they can get to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I shouldn't wait on you to get there. Like, that's the role just reversed. Right. I got to become mom. You know, you have to play mom and dad.
Right.
But some things I know I'm supposed to cook, so I'm like, okay, I'm watching. I know y'all good with eating at like anywhere from 6 to 7:30. I'm safe. I'm safe. And that's what I do. That's what I pay attention to. You pay attention to snacks and stuff that we need and other things because we see things differently. Because, I don't know, our role reversal?
All right. We just, our situational awareness is just different.
You been in the military?
No, I've just been a military wife for quite some time. So I pick up these terms. I pick up these terms from Sergeant Smith here. So what I tend to pick up on, Ethan may not necessarily pick up on, and vice versa in any given situation. And it could be because I'm tired. It could be because he's tired, but that's what makes our dynamic work. When one person is not, up to their 100%, you have someone else you can count on to pick up the slack. Yes. So it doesn't seem like it's, one-sided.
And you have to be flexible. Like somebody said, you have to be fluid. And I heard TD Jake say, you have to learn how to become a we and a us, not an I and a me. And when you become a we and a us, it doesn't matter what role or position you're in. You're not thinking about how your parents did it, how your grandparents did it, because this is about, when you say this is we, this is us, nowhere in there is, well, what my grandma and them did. Unless I say my grandma and them did this, so we need to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or this worked for them, so it should work for us. No, it doesn't mean that.
Right.
It doesn't mean that at all. You have to do what works for me and you. For us, for we, where we going with this thing.
Right.
And that's what people fail to realize. They just want to take what somebody else had, like it's cookie cutter, and attempt to make it their own instead of developing their own, you know?
Or I might have my own thoughts about what I think a relationship would look like.
That's true, because
I may have seen something in a home that I grew up in and was like, I don't want that. So I'm going to do this when I get in my relationship, and then it really doesn't work, you know? So
I have friends in both categories when it comes to like even role reversals. Like I have friends that strictly, I don't know if I call it old school mentality or what, but I'll say the mentality that I was raised on. I have friends that believe I work, my wife don't work, I pay all the bills, I take care of everything. That's my role, that's my responsibility as a father. I have friends, or as a husband, I have friends that's like, yo, it's 50-50. I'm working, you working. Like, you bring it in together. And then I have some friends that's like, yo, you need to bring in more than me. And, you know.
Right, I'll take my check and I'll play with it.
And I don't have a lot of friends like that or that I hang around, but I've had those type of friends.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure if I scroll through Facebook or something, I can find one or two of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
but that's the dynamic in their relationship. Whether it works or it doesn't work, they have to decide that, you know.
It just goes against what traditional roles would be. And what is even traditional now? How can you compare, you know, relationships now to what relationships was in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s? It was a different time. So your mother or your father telling you about a traditional role, which you should and shouldn't do, doesn't really compute to what's going on now. It's like you talking about dating with your best friend. Like, I don't understand this new age dating stuff. And she's like, no, you just got to figure out the system. You like, because what I know goes back to this. And some people do that in relationships. What I know goes back to this. This is all I'm going to do. And I ain't gonna do nothing else. And then your relationship gets stagnant. Your relationship slows and creeps to a halt. And you wonder why you ain't grow, because you afraid to adjust and move to different positions.
And I say, once you find out that you want to stick with the traditional,
Shad?
then you shouldn't be in a relationship with someone who's open to doing something different. Maybe you should exit that relationship and find someone who is okay with doing the traditional things that you want to do, and that's okay. Nobody is saying that's wrong if that's, you know, what you choose,
not at all.
you want in your relationship.
I think it's great. You
just don't stay in a situation where that person is not okay with the traditional. They want to go 50-50, or they want to go, you know, where you make most of the money as the man, or vice versa. You just have to be in the relationship that works for whatever you see. Yeah, whatever you see a relationship as.
And again, I think that goes back to someone we talking about a serious, committed relationship.
Yeah.
This is not this is my personal opinion. You do what you want to do. If I meet you tonight, we not already talking about who doing the cooking and the cleaning at the house. Like, we're not having that conversation. This is for somebody you maybe been with for a while. This is somebody you could have been off and on with for the last 10 years. And y'all having problems and issues, and you really cannot seem to figure out why. Sit down and really write down, what do you think you do well, and be honest. And write down, what do you think your spouse or significant other does well? Be honest. And ask them to do the same thing before you do yours. Don't do yours and bring it to them like, yo, check this out. What do you think you do well? This is what I think. Because if you say that the wrong way, it can come off as an attack.
Yeah.
So you can come at them and say, hey, babe, you know, it seems like we've been doing a lot of button heads. I really want to move our relationship forward. I'm going to take this sheet of paper and I'm going to write down what I believe I'm good at. And I'm going to write down what I believe you're good at. Just my opinion. And I would like if you would do the same thing. And then we could come back and we can compare our notes. And once we figure out where our strengths and our weakness are, the person that's stronger in that category, you take that role, you take that responsibility. When you're ready to have those conversations in your relationship, is when you're ready to take your relationship to the next level.
Yeah.
If I can't do role reversal with you, if I can't tell you everything it is to know about me, if I can't lay back and relax and allow you to kiss on me and enjoy it just the same way I kiss on you, if I can't be so much as like you said, if I can't be offensive instead of defensive all the time, if I can't relax, if I can't reverse and even show you from emotion and passion all the time, the sensitivity, I'll never be able to role reverse to be a stay-at-home mom because I'm not in touch with me enough to be sensitive. And if you don't get to that point in your life, if you're unafraid to role reverse or take a step back or do something for the good of the group, how can you say you really want change or growth? You know, when we first met Erica's parents, and that was my first time ever meeting two engineers where the dad was a stay-at-home mom. Like middle class, working class, Caucasian American family on the outside looking in, you would just automatically assume mom stay-at-home mom. She got the minivan and the soccer and all that stuff. Nope, the minivan was pretty much the dad's. The mom had the other car, but he had the garden and he took care of the house and he cooked. And it worked out great for them.
Yes, they were so at peace with that dynamic. It worked for them.
And that's what I think it is. Just finding what works for you. It's not really, a reversal if it's growth in a relationship. It just depends on how you look at it. It's things that's happening now in 2019, 2020 that wouldn't be heard of in 2008 and 98 and 88. You know, it's just certain things that happen in relationships, the way women carry themselves, the way men carry themselves. Those things didn't happen. But now what is happening for people that's successful in relationships, they're doing what's best for the good of the group. You don't believe me? Beyonce and Jay-Z is both out working to become billionaires. They not sitting at home chilling. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that role. And yeah, I know they got into the entertainment industry together, but if you think about it, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, as much as I love them so much, I won't say like them a lot. He started working a lot more and she was working a lot less. And you remember we watched a show and he talked about his mindset and his vision was she was going to be here raising kids, and that wasn't her mindset and her vision. And so, you know, some people go into those old roles because that's what they used to, and it don't work out for them. And it wasn't until I think she said her 40th birthday where she spoke out about what she really felt, and things started to shift and change. So role reversal is something else, man. It happens day to day. It's not one of those things that you learn to do overnight.
Right.
But when you look at it and you assess what the problem is in your relationship, and you make a decision of how you want to change that, like either you're going to move forward in the relationship, so how can we make it better? And then you act on that, or you're not going to be in the relationship if you're not really looking to do any type of changing or shifting in a relationship.
Right.
What you got? What you think? I did it. I did my rug march today.
Indeed. Day 29.
Day 29, just under 2 hours.
Wow.
I need some water. I got a headache a little bit. My arthritis is sore, but I reversed the game on them and I kept it moving. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, man. And anything that happens in your life, you have to keep showing up, and in relationship and everything else. And that's all we really been talking about today. It doesn't matter what you do in the relationship. It's for the good of it. If it's for if it's for the good of the relationship to move forward. But the only way you're gonna know that, man, you're gonna have to role reverse on yourself too. You're going to have to forget about who you used to be and what people used to call you. And you're going to have to see who you are right now. You're going to have to promote the individual that you see right now. You're going to have to sell yourself the individual that you see yourself becoming. You're going to have to push yourself to become that individual. It's like I heard T.D. Jakes say, you need to wash your face. You need to wipe away your past. You need to wipe away from all that. You need to have a role reversal within your mind. What you thought you couldn't do, you will do. You have to believe that. So reverse the game just in your life. If you're not happy in life, reverse the game. In your relationship, if it's not working, reverse the game. Don't be afraid to reverse roles in order to change your life and to move forward. It's the only way you do it. Anything that we do, actually, you're doing some type of role reversal, because if you go to a job, you go from being the secretary to being the account rep. But I can still do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyhow, I'm done. You got something?
Was that a mic drop? Or?
Yeah, I guess so. It sounds good to me, right? It sounds good to me, man. Just go for it, man. Like, reverse the game in your relationship and in your personal life. If it's not working out the way you believe it should, then just switch it up. Reverse the game. Like, change the role or the position that you are in. Not just in your relationship with your significant other. Role reverse with your kids, man. Understand and look at it from a kid's perspective sometimes when you tell them what to do. Put yourself in the mindset of when you was a child and your parents told you to do something. So when you talking to your boss, it might not be you that he has a problem with or that she has a problem with. It could be something that happened at home. They could be dealing with something with their children, with their spouse. You have to flip the script and reverse the role and put yourself in a position when you're trying to manage all these different people and personalities. Like, role reversal is not just for your relationship. It's for a serious relationship. If you had a job you've been at for 5 years and you've been saying you quitting for 4, you serious with that thing. You might not be going nowhere. So you need to figure out how to reverse it and make it work out for you. If you're in a relationship you've been in for 10 years and you in and out, you serious with that thing. You serious with that thing, whether you want to tell yourself or not. If the negative ain't working, use the positive. It's a positive in every negative.
Right.
You just got to role reverse that thing. Stop saying it's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going to keep looking for the darkness, role reverse. Change your mind. Reverse the way you see things in your relationship. Reverse the way you see things in your life. Reverse the way you see things in your career. Role reverse. Put yourself in the victor seat, not the victim seat. Stop playing the victim and become the victor. Role reverse, okay? Share this video with somebody. I thought I was done, but I guess.
You in there now?
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
I felt like you felt that thing.
I did feel that thing. Did you feel that thing? Because I felt
like
that
you felt it. You was in there.
Because it was closed up in my mind just thinking about this. And it's like, no, man, when you get ready to change your life, some roles going to have to reverse. You're going to go from being a student to being a teacher. Like you're going to go from being the manager to the employee again. You know, you are going to take a step back. Something is going to change. You're going to have to play different positions. If you don't learn how to play every position on the court, I ain't saying be good at it, but have an understanding of what it do, then you probably destined to fail. Because it's going to come a point in time they're going to call on you. Like in the Army, we role reverse. They would say you need to learn a job two pay grades above you and 2 pay grades below you. You should know because you came from. That's a role reversal. I had to go from being a team leader to sometimes an acting platoon sergeant just for 30 minutes or so, just to watch over. But that's a role reversal.
Right.
And you have to put yourself in the position of the other person. It's not about you judging how they do it or what they do. It's about you figuring out, how do I make it best? What role am I going to play to strengthen the relationship with my wife, to strengthen the relationship with my husband, to strengthen the relationship with my children, to strengthen the relationship at my job, at my church, at the community center? wherever. What role are you going to play? What position are you going to play? What move are you going to make to ensure that the role that you take only elevates the team, not tears the team down? Right. We talking role reversal. Share this video on you.
Tag, I'm it. That's how I felt.
Yeah,
Tag,
because I've been talking all your time up.
No, you haven't. You in there. So, I'm letting you do your thing. So that's good stuff. It's not just in committed relationships with your spouse. It also works on your job and with your children and with your friendships and with your parents, and
with your parents.
It's just stepping outside of yourself to not always think about me, and think about us. If that's a relationship you'd like to have long term.
And here's what I think, weirdly, oddly think. Even if you're thinking about me, if you're thinking about me, and you really love other people, you are going to want to do good for other people. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, because people quick to be like, yeah, I care about other people, but I got to make sure I take care of what I need to take care of. Well, if you see a happiness on somebody, that is taking care of you when it's about you. Shouldn't you want to?
Because you want the person that you're giving your time to be happy.
Yeah.
Or you want that person to be okay when they're in your presence, or So I understand. Is that kind of what you mean?
No. I guess I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
Y'all got the hot 7-minute flow now.
Now you cooling down.
I'm cooling down. My head is hurting. I'm be honest with y'all right now. I literally walked through the door with 3 minutes to spare, dropped the rucksack that's sitting at the front door waiting to go to the garage because I just had to get my ruck in.
Yes.
Ruck day, suck day, man. You got to pack it up. You got to walk it out. So right now I got a little headache. I'm hungry. I want a nap. I just want to cuddle with my wife. But I had to get on here and drop it. And I told my wife, I'm going to be back in time. I ain't know if I was going to make it, but I reversed the role. I'm like, we going to make it. Man.
Right.
I had been saying Palmer Lane from the time I left the house. You can make it, man. All you have to do is promote yourself, sell yourself, push yourself, man. Reverse the role. Bury that doubt. Have a funeral. Bury the doubt. Bury fear. Bury disbelief. Bury anger, depression. All that madness they talking about, man. And you got to choose your life. That you just flip the script. You just roll reverse. At a funeral, you roll reverse. Something goes from the life to the death. So I'm going to need you to take something from the life, something that's giving you problems, something that's holding you back, something that's weighing you down. I'm going to need you to stop giving it life. I'm going to need you to have a funeral for it, bury it, flip the script, roll reverse, turn it around, choose life. You can do anything you put your mind to. All you got to do is trust in you, believe in you, and you must show up if you want to blow up, man. I'm just being
what
honest.
tired looks like. You get inspired. You got silliness.
Now where's the? Hey, there we go. It's the truth, though.
It is.
In order for me to get here, I had to show up. It was prayer. It was talking. It was fasting. There was a lot of things that was happening that I probably didn't even plan to happen. But I had to show up. In order for us to get right here doing this, no matter how good or bad somebody might believe it is, or we might believe it is helping or touching somebody, but we had to show up first. We had to reverse the role of being scared and waiting for the right equipment and waiting for the right money and the right timing, and then God used somebody and Tom had snatched us up out of there. I'll preach you. Yeah. Anyhow, he snatched us up out of our comfort zone and he reversed the role on us. Now we sitting here and we doing this. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Indeed.
Just be you, man. All this in the living room, kitchen / bedroom, couch, office, working on. Maybe we have the fly swatter again.
I guess so.
It's been real, man. It's been fun. I've had a blast. I thank y'all for joining us. Tune in every Saturday, man. Don't wait till the new year to become a new you. Start being a new you every day. Reverse the role on the life that you have if it's not the life that you want. I'm done. You got something for the people? I'm done.
This has been another soulful Saturdays of Expression Sessions.
Come on with something. It's your boy Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P, and my host
Kiki. I don't have nothing. Like, I'm just me. I'm just Kiki.
We out. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend, man. Peace. Uh-oh.
Ian lie.
Oh my! It's not even a touch screen. It's not even a touch screen. You know I was bougie when you like, wait a minute, this thing is broken. This no, it's not. Reverse the role. I went from my phone to the hey, somebody just joined, but we're going bye-bye. Thank you. I'm hungry.